lessons that it might offer. I want to leave you today with these 3 thoughts. Number 1, you become good at things by working very hard. Number 2, no one succeeds by themselves. And number 3, when you succeed, pay it back by paying it forward. So here's my story. I'm an immigrant from South America. I arrived in this country when I was 6, just 1 week before the start of 1st grade. I didn't speak a word of English, but my teachers didn't understand that. They thought I was dumb. So they basically ignored me for all of elementary school. And my classmates didn't like the fact that I was different. From the time I was 6 to the time I was 11, I was bullied. I was beaten. I was tormented. I still have scars on my head, on my body, and in my soul from the beatings I received more than 50 years ago. But one teacher rescued me. Her name was Sister Gabriel. My 6th grade teacher recognized that I was not stupid. I just didn't speak English. So she kept me after school for an entire year, making me catch up on the 5 years that I had missed. She made me work very hard. And she worked very hard herself. I finally learned English. But I also learned how to learn. And because of Sister Gabriel and the hard work that she made me do, I was pushed into academic success. After 7th grade, they sent me right into high school. Thank you. I worked very hard in high school. And even though I was successful, there was one teacher who saw more. This teacher, her name was Mrs. Ross, pushed me more than she pushed the other students. She had me apply for a job that I never imagined I could get. But because of her, a week after I turned 17, I was working in Washington, D.C., on Capitol Hill in the House of Representatives. And working with members of Congress and interacting with dignitaries and watching President Richard Nixon get impeached. That was cool. And all of that just 5 years after learning English and without even being an American citizen. And in college, I had another teacher, Professor McClendon, who pushed me even more. And I did very well. And when I graduated with honors, I went back to my elementary school, and I found Sister Gabriel, the teacher who had rescued me 10 years earlier. And I thanked her for making my college success possible. I went to graduate school right across the street from here, still working with my college mentor, Professor McClendon. And he later became the best man at my wedding. Wow. And when he died, I delivered the eulogy at his funeral. Wow. After graduate school, I got a job where again I had a teacher, my boss, Jody, who pushed me. And she set me on a path to the career I've been able to build. And every time I publish a book, I send her a copy with a thank you note for putting me on that path. I consider myself one of the luckiest people on the planet. Not because I have a good career, but because teachers and bosses pushed me to do even better. And for the past 30 years, I've been a teacher, working with younger people and helping push them to succeed and to be a mentor to them. One of my students is your teacher, Miss Hoffman. So who here has studied with Miss Hoffman? So you have been her student, and she has been my student. And I have been the students of all the teachers who taught me, and so have you. Each of us is the student of our teachers, and of their teachers, and of their teachers' teachers. So as you go off into the world, please remember this. Number one, you become good at things by working very hard. No one will give you your success. You have to work for it. But that isn't enough. Number two, no one succeeds by themselves. It takes teachers. It takes bosses. It takes friends. It takes family. So please, as you move from one stage in your life to the next stage, take time to thank your teachers, to thank your bosses, to thank your friends, to thank your family. Number three, when you succeed, pay it back by paying it forward. Sooner than you think, you will be someone's teacher, someone's boss, someone's friend. Remember those who made your success possible and pay those people back by paying forward to the next group of people coming up behind you. So now, as you face this turning point, saying goodbye to the Heritage School and starting on your new journey, I ask you to consider this. I ask you to think about someone, a teacher, a counselor, a coach, a friend, a family member who has touched you at a critical moment and moved you on your path. Your equivalent of my Sister Gabriel, or my Mrs. Ross, or my Professor McClendon, or my boss Jody. Think about the difference that that person made in your life. And remember to honor that person by thanking him or her if they're still around, and by doing the same for someone else when it is your turn. I know that all of your teachers and all at the Heritage School are very proud of you. I am too. And you should be too. You now move forward to greater success. Remember, none of us does it alone. Work hard, thank those who help you, help others along the way. Congratulations. I wish you all the best.